started because somebody say first, happy October, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm really excited. We've got lots of stuff to cover and really want to get everybody in here in this meeting. So hold on, let me just, more people joining. So hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to go ahead and start my screen share really quickly because I want to start with a little quick movie. Everybody see this? Here we go. I love this movie. That's pretty great, guys. Imagine. Oops. Stop. It keeps going, right? That's crazy. Amazing goes on here. Granny, can you put that idea in? So that's a pretty exciting video there. I think we all should feel pretty happy about that. We have really, oh, 5 people waiting. Good Lord. Let me get them in. Hold on. Admit all. There we go. I have to say, we have definitely hit our vision. Would you guys agree? We are definitely the leader in the markets we serve. We have taken over, for sure, the luxury market, but most importantly, we have come to we have definitely taken over the fact that we are here as the company committed to the ultimate service to our customers, setting the standard for the luxury service in the real estate market and the markets that we serve and all of our customers. So, oh goodness, we've got lots of people joining. I'm going to make sure everybody's in. So first off, I just want to go ahead and welcome our guest speakers here today. We have Maria Smith, and of course we have Mr. Phil Logus. And we're going to start with Phil because what I want to cover today, we've got lots of things happening in October, but one of the things, we have our new contracts rolling out November 1st. So I'm going to do a deep dive into our contracts next Thursday. But today we're going to talk about, we have 7 riders being updated and 3 brand new riders. But one of the riders is something new. It's called the Property Assessed Clean Energy PACE disclosures. So I bet a lot of you are wondering what the heck is a PACE disclosure? More importantly, what even is PACE, right? So with that, I'm going to share my screen. Are you on, Rainey?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and start my share here. Peter, come on in. Welcome. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to stop this and I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. And I'm going to have Rainey, Phil jump on right here and explain to us what PACE is. PACE really hasn't affected us. Anybody out there understand what PACE is? Oh, hold on. I'm going to go ahead and mute my. Talk about PACE.
Good morning. So there's a new addendum that Carrie might be sharing on the screen. This deals mostly with clean energy. Most of the time it will be with solar panels, and there is a loan program from municipalities, mostly in South Florida, but I'm sure it'll be coming this way,
the solar panels.
provide financing to owners for solar panels and other clean energy. And what they're doing is they're adding it to the non-ad valorem provision of your tax bill. So along with that, there is a disclosure that you have to give, and it is Rider EE, and you have to give this disclosure, and anytime there's a solar panel
Dá uma
on
folha
the
para
roof,
mim,
give
Jorge.
this disclosure and add it to
Branca.
to your contract. So the first issue is whether or not these are in the non-ad valorem. There's a new provision as of November 1st on the new contract that those items are assumed by the buyer, anything that can be prorated. So whenever you go on your listing appointment and you see solar panels, the first thing is, do you own them? Are you leasing them? Are you financing them? Because this causes a problem for the title company. If they are not purchased outright, they will file a UCC. A UCC
Hey, Carrie, we can't hear him. He's muted.
there. I unmuted, sorry. Can everyone hear me now?
Yeah, you might want to go back about 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay, now
Sorry.
they can hear you. Do a startup. Can they hear you? Okay, they can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm going to start over. I apologize. Okay. So there's a new rider EE to the comprehensive, one of the comprehensive riders to the FAR contract. It deals with PACE. PACE is a program that municipalities finance clean energy, solar panels, other types of clean energy. And what they do is they add the finance charge to your non-ad valorem portion of your tax bill. So this rider EE, whenever you see solar panels on a house, when you go on your listing appointment, number one, you have to add this addendum. The second issue is, I would have this addendum regardless of whether it's financed with the municipality or a private institution. So whenever you go on your listing appointment, you see solar panels, you want to ask, number one, purchased outright, leased, or financed. If it's leased or financed, they're going to file a UCC3 on the property. And that is a method of perfecting a security interest in personal property. I'm sorry, UCC1. So as a title agent, we have to clear that. The lenders will not allow us to have a UCC on the title.
Okay.
Okay. By the way, all these people are muted, so if they ask questions,
Yeah, they'll have to unmute.
they'll have to unmute. Okay. All right. Very good. So when you go on your listing appointment and you see solar panels, the question is, you own it outright, leased, financed. Once you get that answer, you want to get their contract. We have to terminate that UCC. And from a bigger standpoint is, how much is owed? How does that impact your ability to sell the property? Because, a buyer says, well, I'm going to buy this house for $250,000. Wait, I didn't expect to have to pay $30,000. I mean, think of it like the air conditioners aren't paid for or something else. So it's the, very rarely will the solar companies take it off the house and let you off the hook.
And can you guys hear me? Yeah. Also keep in mind, appraisers do not give you value for solar panels.
Right.
So the difference is you will have definitely loss of value if you don't have an air conditioning working, right?
Mhm.
But you do not get value if you have solar panels. So if you have $30,000 for solar panels that you added, you will have a $30,000 cost associated with that house, but you will not get $30,000 of value added to that appraised value for that house. Now, when they bought it, they were told that they will get
more 8% added to the price of their house, right? Because that's the BS that they're being sold when they come around the house. Oh, it's going to add 8% to the value of your house. Really? That's really special. It is not true. The appraisers in the state of Florida have not added anything for the solar panels because they look at it as utilities. So this is an issue that we're still facing. And we are trying at Aura to get together a panel of appraisers to see if we can have them speak to the issues that we're having on solar panels, to see if there's any way that we can help them, at least our sellers, address the solar panels and how to prepare the sellers better when they do have solar panels and if they're going to have an appraiser. But I will tell you, at present, there's nothing that we have ever seen or any appraiser that will give value for solar panels. So you know. So that's something that you need to keep in mind, number one. And number two, to your point, can we talk about subject to financing? So we have a situation right now where we had a home, and it's a new home, newer home. They added $30,000 of solar panels. Thank the Lord, they financed them. They did not lease them. And so this was a third-party financing. Mm-hmm. So the person buying it is a VA, okay? And they said, well, we wanted to make the home depending on how it appraised. So they're willing to pay $580 for this home, regardless. If it appraises for $550, then they want to then take over the loan on the home, right? For the $30,000 for the solar panels. If it appraises for $580, then they won't take over the loan and the seller will pay it off. But they wanted to make it subject on the appraisal. Well, we don't want to do that because what if they're not approved for the loan? Because this is the VA who's not getting 100% financing. Why? We don't know. Maybe they have not, they have not the availability of that eligibility for 100%, right? Maybe they've got some of that used somewhere else. Like, we don't know. So my question to you, Phil, is do we ever want to make a contract subject to them getting financing by a third party, right? Why would we want to do that? Yeah,
that's especially with the VA, that's a perfect storm with that situation. When you go on your listing appointment, now, if you have a buyer, it's probably a different situation. But the way we've had one deal where it worked perfectly, they sent us an assumption package. The buyer was willing to assume. They sent us the UCC 3 and a new UCC 1. They sent us the whole package. We had it there with the loan package. And in a perfect world, that's how it works. You sign the deed, you sign your loan documents, you sign the assumption on that. We terminate the lien on the personal property. We file our deed, our mortgage, then we file the new lien with the new buyer. That's how it's supposed to work. Now, but unfortunately in Carrie's scenario, you're going to have a problem. And the way to deal with that on the front end, if you have the seller, is to find out if it's assumable, take it out of the loan scenario, and deal with the buyer on, the deal is you're going to assume this has nothing to do with the real property. It's the $550. You're getting your VA loan. Forget anything about this. You're just going to assume this, and the payments that you make on this lease or this finance contract are going to be offset by. That's how you sell it, offset by your savings in electric. So that is, I would think the way to sell it. But if you have the issue where you're selling it for the $580 because the seller thinks that, hey, I got these solar panels on here, I think you're going to have an issue. So what we did, we said, okay, they agreed to $580, mm-hmm. and we said, we'll sell it for $580. And if it appraises, fabulous. Mm-hmm. And if it appraises, then we'll pay it off, mm-hmm. at the closing table, the seller. If it doesn't, and if the buyer chooses to get the financing, the buyer can make the application and we'll adjust the purchase price down. Right. But we have already agreed to the purchase price of $580. Why?
convolute it
Right.
and make it anything to do with appraisal, because we already know it's a VA and it's already that he can walk away if he
Mhm.
chooses to, based on
Sure.
appraisal anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's very good. You probably should have been a lawyer. So what you've done is you've made it contingent upon, you're getting your cake and eating it too. It's 580 unless you can't deal with this, and then we'll take it out of the scenario based on the appraisal, on how the appraisal comes in. So that's a very good way to deal with it. And there's no risk to the seller and I will tell you that these companies are not easy to deal with. Okay.
Now, here's a question for you,
the
just while
solar
we're still
companies.
talking about it real quick. What if it's a lease? The leases are a mess.
Yeah, lease, you have to assume the lease. There's
And
a
what if
provision.
they don't approve
Yeah.
the new lease order?
Well, then you're going to have a sticky situation where the lease has got to be bought out
Yeah,
from the sales proceeds.
which is a mess.
Yeah. So, and the buyout is based upon how long you've been leasing, a dollar at the end of the lease, but depending on how long it's gone. It's
Ugly.
when people get solar panels, they don't think about these types of issues. It's
That's because they lied to them.
yeah, well, that's no comment.
Yeah.
But again, if you go on your listing appointment and they have solar panels, ask for the contract and send it to me. I will review it. I'll tell you if we've dealt with the company before, and I'll tell you, what the seller's options are. And that way, you can be prepared. You won't waste a lot of time if, it's a no-go on the solar panels.
Bill, can I ask a
Much,
question?
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Does anybody else have any questions for Phil? If so, you can unmute yourself.
Yes, I have a question.
And don't unmute yourself. Anybody have any questions? You want to unmute yourself?
Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm gonna assume by the.
Here-
continued-
Car-
Oh,
Carrie,
wait, Emily, unmute yourself.
the other Carrie
You
is
have your
asking
hand
a
raised.
question.
I can't
Can you
hear you.
hear me?
I can hear you, Carrie, but I guess
They can't. Can you hear me, Phil?
You can type it in
I
the
can
chat
hear
if
you,
want.
Carrie.
Is your volume up, Randy?
No.
Oh, wait, hold on. What's your volume?
Here it is, right here. Oh,
Okay,
it's all the way up.
it's okay. Try now.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so what happens, and maybe Maria wants to get involved in this. So what happens if it's like conventional loan and they want to take over the loan for the solar panels? You don't want that to affect their approval process.
Ah,
How does that transition work?
good question for Maria.
Yeah, it just depends on their qualifications. If their debt to income is already tight, then that could blow it over the edge, and now they don't qualify.
Good
So,
point. Good question.
Know how strong they are. Potentially, if they just take it over, like Phil is saying, in a perfect world, it could all work out. When it's a taking over of it. When it's a lease, ideally, if they pay cash, that's the best thing. But when those, because I've had plenty of those guys come by my house, the solar panel sales guys, and boy, they push hard and they don't do any of the pitfalls. All they say is how great it is. So, but yeah, you have to really watch your debt to income ratios.
Anybody heard them? They tell you the grid is full. Really?
What does that even mean?
Yeah, the grid is full. It's such bullshit. Then they tell you that they are in cahoots. No, they don't say cahoots because that would sound too salesy. They say, we are working together with the state and your local municipalities. Well, they don't even say that because that's too big a word for them. County and city. Yeah, no, they're taking money from them, but no, they're not working with anybody. Yeah. And then they tell you that by adding this, it's going to add 8% on the value of your home. Another lie. And then when you ask them, well, what happens if we want to sell our home and the person doesn't want it? No problem. We just take it back. Another lie. They lie. I know, because my neighbor got suckered in, and thank God she called me before they put it on her house. She said, Carrie, I didn't want to bother you, but would you mind looking at the contract? So I have a contract, and let me tell you, it voids the roof warranty. She just put a roof on it. It voids the roof warranty. It was a lease that is for 25 years, but the warranty on the leased solar panels is only for 10 years, but you have them for 25. Okay, here's another fun one. And because they're leased, they're not new. So they give you old ones. So they don't even work well. And so you end up paying for your actual electricity because these things don't even really work, and you pay for those also. And there's a 5% increase on what you pay for these year over year. So it's not even a fixed cost. It increases every year. It is such a racket. So if anybody ever wants to see one of these awful contracts, I have one. They're terrible. And this is one of the big ones. Oh yeah, by the way, they say no problem. There's no cancellation. No, you can cancel. And then there's an addendum that takes away the cancellation that she signed. Mhm.
So what you're saying is bad.
Really bad. Don't do it. Yes, Emily?
I have a quick question. Phil, at the beginning, thank you for being here, but at the beginning, you said something about them putting it on the taxes.
Now that is if you
Why?
finance, there's a program where you can finance clean energy through a municipality. I don't know if there's programs up here. I did a little research last night. I found that Sunrise, Florida is doing it. Some of them are doing it. So instead of, let's say you buy solar panels, you can go to the city, which has a program, and they will loan you the money and put the loan payments in your tax bill.
So does that transfer to the next person, or how
It
does
is.
that work?
And if you look at the new contract, the changes that are becoming effective November 1st, it says these non-ad valorums are now, if they can be paid over time, they will be prorated on that year, and then the seller will assume it. So the point that we're trying to make is if you go through this PACE program, you don't have to deal with the UCC. They're not going to file so as a title company, that makes it easier, and it's in the tax bill, so the solar panels are paid for because the city gives the money for the solar panels, and it's in the tax bill, and really it resolves most of these issues.
Well, what if the house sells and they take the panels down? Are the taxes still on that
They're
house?
still, yeah, because they gave you the money. They gave you the money.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like your question, Peter?
I had that same cloud.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So the solar panels were
Thank you.
taxes. We actually just raised the price of the house, and the supplier financed it all. And
Okay, good.
So they had the PACE program in St. Cloud.
same cloud.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Good.
So there was a PACE program
Yeah.
in St. Cloud. Okay,
So you have
good
to use this disclosure.
So that's
Whenever
what's
there's
new
solar
and
panels,
data.
use this. Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they
It's
didn't
new.
have
It's
one.
brand new.
It's new.
It's new, yeah.
November 1st.
If you look at the middle provision in this, it says in the event of buyers obtaining a mortgage loan to purchase the property, be advised that most mortgage lenders will require the satisfaction or release of the PACE financing from the property. So that tells me that they might be filing a UCC. So I'll look into that more and get back to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. So we're going to research more about this, guys. This is not something we've seen, but we want to be prepared. Any other questions for Phil? All right. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Phil. Great
Take
seeing
care.
you. Okay, Rainey, can you unmute?
I can mute.
I'm gonna unmute.
Mute. And then I'm gonna, you have to turn off your volume. Okay. Yay! Woohoo! We did it. Maria, what do you have for us today?
Hey, I want to, I'm going to attempt to share my screen. So let's see.
Oh, wait, hold on. You can't. Wait.
Hold on.
Okay, now you can.
Give me 1 sec.
This is impressive. Maria's sharing her screen.
Well, let's see. Let's see how this goes. Hold on 1 sec. All right, share screen. I'm just so technologically advanced.
I know.
Well,
You're in my office.
again, let's see if it'll work. Can you see anything on my screen yet?
Nope.
Oh, dang it. I prepared this and I don't know how to make it happen.
You hit share the green button, share screen, then you pick one of the things you see, like Google or PowerPoint, and then you hit share.
Hang on.
It might be on the left top corner, Maria.
Okay, hang on 1 second.
Look at Miss Jules.
All right, right. Check me out.
Check you out. Jules, are you going to be hosting the dot loop training this month?
Yes, that will be me. I'll be right there, Carrie. No.
Well, if it's no good, where would it be? Show all windows.
Oh no. See, if you were here, you could eat donuts and I could.
No, I'm so bummed. Hang on 1 minute. I'm sorry, guys.
If you want, I could move on to, oh, you got it.
Oh, I'm sharing screen? Okay, good. Just take-
Okay.
Now let me get to my PowerPoint. Getting closer, getting closer.
Is that what you wanted us to see?
Give this a moment, as soon as it opens.
So guys, that's one of, while she's loading, I'm going to let you know that was one of the first new riders. There's 3 new riders and there's 7 updated riders. So today we're going to go through quickly some of the new updates, just overviews of the new updates and a couple new exciting things going on with Sotheby's and some of the things happening in October. So that's what we're going to talk about today. You got it, Maria?
Can you see that?
I see your email.
Oh, man. Hold on. It's not sharing.
I know, sharing's caring. We see the email. Let's see, Peter, let me see if I can turn that screen.
Hold on. Is that it?
Yes, we see it now.
Oh, my Lord.
It was painful, but we're with you now.
Go back to some basics of loan programs. A little bit about me, because I've been doing mortgages for 35 years here in this market. And I get a lot of phone calls from you guys, different questions about different products. So I just wanted to go back to some basics on a few things that
Peter,
we
you
have.
want a donut? There's some good ones over here.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, so we have construction and renovation loans. A lot of you guys are calling me about that because inventory is low and people want to put in new kitchens and do lots of stuff. So we do have those loans. Sometimes it's not going to work out because the sellers don't want to wait for your buyer to get his kitchen plans and everything squared away, but we do have that product. We also do lot loans. I just had a call. We also do lot loans. Doctor loans up to 100% financing, every conventional loan you want up to only 3% down. And then of course the government loans, FHA, VA, USD, which you in St. Cloud can maybe utilize. So
Carrie, we can hear you. Carrie, we can hear you.
We're hearing you. We can't hear Maria.
Thank you, ladies. So just wanted to touch base with you guys on those. Now, this one is our doctor loan. And what I love about this is it's not only your doctors can get 100% financing up to $1 million, 95% up to $1,250,000, and 90% up to $2 million. And none of these have mortgage insurance on them. They're really well priced and you can do second homes on them too. So it not only your doctors, but also dentists and veterinarians. So I'm just giving you guys a quick overview of a few of the things. This one I love, but unfortunately it's for first-time home buyers. It's called our Buyer's Advantage, and it is for low to moderate income buyers, 100% financing. They only have to have a 640 credit score to qualify. I love this product. It also has no mortgage insurance. It's priced well, probably in the mid to high 3s. But the problem is getting people to qualify because the prices are so high. So with the income limits and first-time home buyers, you guys know how hard it is just to get a first-time home buyer under contract. But I do love this product. I just hope that at some point we'll be able to utilize it more. So it's out there. But this is the one I'm most excited about. This is our professional jumbo. This is our portfolio product. This is saving a lot of deals right now because houses are not appraising, especially on, this is more for the jumbo side. We can do 90% financing up to $1 million, no PMI. So if you have somebody that was planning on putting 20% down anyway, and then the house doesn't appraise, which is happening, we can maybe flip it to, instead of doing a regular jumbo, we flip it to this product and still be able to close the deal. So this is a fabulous program. Again, no mortgage insurance, interest rates in the low 3s. So this is probably my favorite because it's saving a lot of deals right now with appraisals not coming in. So that's my favorite. Those are only available. The only reason I'm mentioning this is because I'm helping Dexter buy in Texas. I would have loved to give him this product in Texas, but it's only for our footprint. So this is where South State offices are. You can see on the map here, a lot here in Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina, some North Carolina, and Virginia and Alabama as well. So anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. If you guys have questions, I just wanted to give you an overview again of what we have and a little bit about me, but mostly I want you guys to know what's out there, and please call me and ask the questions. Most of you already do, but please don't be shy, even if it's not a deal that is with me. I want you to call me. Hey, I got this scenario. This is what's happening with this buyer or this seller. Just please always reach out to me if you have a contract coming in and you're not real sure about the pre-approval letter. Let me take a look at it. Let's talk through it. I can maybe give you the right questions to ask the lender. Okay, that's it for me. Thanks, Carrie.
Okay, thank you. You have to unshare now. Stop your share.
Stop share.
And I'm going to speak about Miss Maria Smith because she is amazing. And she helped me. She's helped my mom. And listen, guys, no kidding. If I pass her off to myself, but more importantly, my mother, you know she's good. So she really is amazing, and she will help you even if you've got to deal with somebody else, even if you just need a second opinion. You know, it's really so amazing just to have someone to ask that question to. I'm in the middle of a deal and I don't know if this makes sense. Have you ever heard this before? It's just so great to have that partner to reach out to, say, even if, you know, if you're on the list side and this is what the buyer's person's telling you, you know, she's our partner, and it's great to have those people to be able to reach out to, you know, and that is what she's there for. And she's so happy to be there. And when we are doing open houses and when we are doing broker open, she wants to be there and help you with all of that too. So just always think of her as your business partner, because that's who she is and that's what she wants to be. We are all here to be a resource for each other. That's what's so great about our brand. And she's a ninja just like us. So we are all in this together. We elevate each other. I'm going to go always reach out to what Janet Moore said. I love that. And so thank you, Maria, for always being there and wanting to elevate us, because we are here to elevate you as well. So to continue our share, I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint and let's do that. Okay. Admit someone else. All right. Sorry, guys. And slideshow from current slide. Okay, here we go. So that is the addenda. I will have all of those here for you. And again, we're going to go over this on Thursday, but I want to share this. We're going to go everything Sotheby's now. So instead of me telling you, I'm going to let wonderful Brad Nelson tell you about everything new with Sotheby's. And who says it better than the illustrious Brad Nelson, who is going to make me log in. That is really annoying. Hold on. But look, with Okta, it really wasn't so terrible. I have to say, at least it remembers my password. That's a good thing. All right, what's happened here? Why did it make me do this again? Okay, here he is. Sorry, everybody with me still? Can you all see? I hope. Okay. Okay. So it's weird. It's not like playing. Okay. Is it playing there? I don't think so. This
Hi, Sotheby's International Realty.
hold on. This is what happens. This share thing is so stupid. When I do it with the Zoom thing. Hold on.
Feels so much better now, Carrie.
You know what it is? It's when I put it on the screen. I have it on the screen right now. I have to put it onto my desk. To Google Chrome. Here we go. I need to share it this way. Okay. It just makes it really slow. Hopefully it won't crash.
Brad Nelson, welcome to the October edition of What's New.
You can't see it there either, can you? No, you don't have to go in there.
It has been and continues to be such an exciting year.
There it is. Okay.
Do you have anything else after this?
Sotheby's International Realty.
I have
And it's
one.
hard for me to believe.
It's like so slow here. Come on.
Personally, that we're already at the beginning of
There it is,
October
okay.
and the start of the fourth quarter.
Oh, come on.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm coming in because she asked me to come in.
Today, I want to take both a look back and a look forward.
Oh, it's not working.
Wait till my appointment.
I may have to get it off there. I'm sorry, Peter.
That's okay.
I'm getting somebody late.
At ways that we're continuing to build on our great
I gotta
lives.
Oh, Yeah, it's just it overwhelms the system.
Starting with an opportunity for you to network with your around the world.
Instead of gaming.
Sorry, guys. I can't.
At our upcoming Global Connect Virtual Networking Day. Next, I'd like to take a look at the performance.
Can you put yours up there?
I'll help you fix it next time, Carrie. I'm sorry.
Results from our new global brand
Yeah, let's
advertising
put yours
game,
up there.
You take her.
Pain Nothing Compares. And finally, introduce
Hold on. There you go. It's just like really awful.
you to a new bespoke
What the
collection.
hell?
You just want me to send it to your email, Peter?
Today, I want to take both a look back and a look forward at ways that we're continuing to build on our great.
Oh, this is not working. What is happening now? It's just like not even.
Hey, Carrie, do you have a lot of other applications running on your notebook?
Nope, nothing.
Okay.
Nope. All right, guys. Well, we're not going to get to hear Brad. So that's that. But I'll go back over here. Okay, can you guys all see what I've got going on here? Slideshow. All right, so what's new is a couple great things. One, really exciting, is the global networking event. Sotheby's is doing another one. And it's hosted by Sotheby's International Realty. So just like the G&E, we all loved the opportunity to connect with each other. They're doing another one, a free event. It's October 26th. It's going to be a one-day event. You can come and register for it. This is where it'll be. And let me show you what it looks like. Hold on. It is, oops, go back. You know what, actually, since I'm in Access, let's go here. I'm going to show you, you all can see on the screen right here, Access. Let's go into Access really quick. I'll show you how to get there. You guys can all see my screen, right?
Yes.
Access that, sir. Well, I'm on Google, right? But okay, so when you go into Access, guys, this is important that you see this. I want you to see how to get there and how to register. It's a one-day event. They have all day broken up into rooms by lifestyle, by feeder groups, just like it did before. And you can sign in and pick which ones you want to do. So you go into the little 3 thing here and you go into events, right? And then you go down to 2021 Global Connect. Click on that. Here it is. It's October 26th. It's an all-day event from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. So you can pick and choose which ones you want to do. You don't have to do a whole thing. There's an open networking event, just like they did last time. And then you can look at the PDT, I don't know what that is. Let's take a look at the agenda.
Is that Zoom or?
It's a Zoom, and it's free. And you can take a look and it'll show you the agenda. So you can see, here's feeder market, Europe, Middle East, India, Africa, feeder market, Northeast, South, lifestyle development. See, like Raj, I see you're on.
Let me, quick question. What are we gonna get out of this?
Oh, it's all you're talking, you're connecting, you're meeting, everyone's sharing what's going on in their markets. You get to connect. So if you, for example, you know your feeder market or is resort, beach, island living, or Midwest, or you do relocation, or your feeder market's the Northwest, or golf communities, your golf communities.
Right.
You get in a room, they're small rooms, and you're talking to people who are doing golf communities. You starting doing connections with those people. And then it's a great way to make those connections. So this is where Tasha's met a lot of people, for example, who are doing equestrian. And now that's how she's been doing, like the Jockey Club. That was a joint collaboration between us and Equestrian Sotheby's.
But what about non-English? I mean, what's, if you're talking
Turkey,
foreign,
it's in Turkey
like,
or
I mean,
Brazil.
if they're coming in from a foreign country and they don't speak English. then-
We really have not had anybody coming in from a foreign country that doesn't speak English. They all
Really?
speak English.
Wow.
Yeah, we haven't really seen that. But you'll see there's a lot of these things that are by lifestyle. So they're great. I'm going to highly recommend that you check that out. And then you can go ahead and register now for the event. And then it's going to ask you a couple questions, what kind of things you're interested in, what your feeder markets are, what lifestyle things. And you're just going to put your office and who you're from, and then you're registered. And you can add whatever ones you want to your calendar, and then you just pick and choose when you want to do it.
And it's just free.
And it's free. Yep. So you can see, you can add to your calendar. See, it's a one-on-one networking.
Yeah.
So it's a great way for you to connect. We had honestly, what I loved about this global networking event that we did this year was the opportunity to meet with people one-on-one. When I was at Vancouver, it was a great event, right? When you say that event was unbelievable, but I think we connected more one-on-one with people the virtual one this year than we did at the Vancouver, because there were so many people, right? It was so overwhelming. This one was, you got to really meet with people one-on-one more. I mean, I loved the one in Vancouver, don't get me wrong, but I think there's also value in the global networking one where you're doing virtual as well, because you're meeting with people in specific areas. So you definitely want to take advantage of it. So if we could be doing both, like Level Up is happening, actually Tasha and Miranda and Emily, and I think Carrie, they're all leaving on Saturday to do the West Coast Level Up. That's an in-person, localized G&E global networking event. But this is a virtual one for all of Sotheby's International Realty. And this is going to be anybody from any country that can join. So this is an incredible thing. And I think everybody, if you could take advantage of even one or two of them, you should do it. Any questions, guys? This is great. So that's how you do it. You can pick which ones you want to. You go, you register. And on that day, on the 26th, anytime between 11 a.m. and 10 p.m., you go and log in to whichever one you want to be on. Sound good?
That's great. That's awesome.
I know, it's going to be great. And another one that I definitely think you all should register for, Sotheby's is having a fabulous masterclass. And this one is October 13th, so that's Wednesday. It's at 12 o'clock. But what's great about this masterclass, it's about how to add video into your social. And these are really good panelists that they have from Quebec, Miami, and Austin, Texas. So they've got really good Sotheby's International people who are using video. So for you, Alan, for sure, you need to jump on this masterclass. It's a 1-hour masterclass. They're doing more and more masterclasses with our top agents who are using specific things in their marketing, and they're sharing their tips and tricks with everybody. That's so cool.
Did you say there was at 12 noon?
12 noon. Yep.
Okay.
On Wednesday, the 13th.
Thank you.
This is also the same day that we are having at 10 o'clock our virtual Peacer Pro tools, where we're doing our business planning strategy. And that's with Christine Budge and Tracy Eisenagel. And you'll have the pro tips from all of us managing brokers about our business planning pro tips. So this will be a good Zoom day in the morning. So you want to catch some of these things. All of this stuff though is recorded. So if, Or the good news is all this stuff is recorded, so you can go back and watch it. Yeah. So, but you definitely don't want to miss it. Make sure it's part of what you're doing, because this is all really good content that you're going to want to make sure you don't miss. So question?
No, sorry.
Yeah. So these are some of our upcoming stuff from PSER. So this is what I was just referring to. So that Wednesday, next Wednesday, the 13th, the PSER Pro Series, Business Planning for Success. This is, again, with Budge, Christine, and Tracy Eisnagel. That's from 10 to 11, right? And then from 12 to 1 is the Sotheby's International Masterclass about adding the video, right? But so this is great. They're all Zoom stuff. And then instead of doing the event at the Alfond Inn, we are doing our PSER quarterly town hall, elevate your business, on Thursday. So instead of me doing our meeting, Thursday, the 21st, it's going to be an hour and a half where we have special guests, Brad Nelson and Liz Bentley. It will be a Zoom, and that will be on Thursday, the 21st. Okay.
What time that one?
That's at 10.
10. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll make sure it's all in your calendar. But so this is normally our normal meeting time, but it'll be instead of an hour and a half.
The screen that we have on the Zoom right now, Carrie, is the agenda for the feeder market. Is that what we have on yours?
No. Let me switch to share. So annoying. Thank you for mentioning. Better?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Now we get it.
That's the one it's supposed to be. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the masterclass one. These are the people that'll be coming. So this is Monica. She's from Montreal, Quebec. Elliot Machado. I wonder any relation to Bruno. He's from Miami. And Kumara. She's coming from Austin, Texas. So these are the folks that are doing the upgrading your social media with video. And that's that masterclass that you want to make sure you're coming. And these are the so Wednesday's the big one with our PSER Pro Series Business Planning, and then the masterclass. And then the following Thursday will be our town hall. Okay, so this coming Thursday, I'm going to do contract training, but we're also having our Ninja download. Because of all the stuff that they're including, we're doing a Ninja download from 9:30 to 10:30. So my contracts will be right after. So we're going to we're delving into the contract changes for the as-is and the residential. And I'm going to go over some of the changes right now about the riders. 7 riders have been updated, and there's 3 new riders. We just looked at that one, if you want to grab one.
Yeah.
Okay, but we will be doing that right after the Ninja download next Thursday, okay? These are the 7 updated riders, guys, we're gonna look at now. They've updated the Homeowners Association. They've updated FHA-VA. Right to inspect, right to cancel. Guys, do we ever use right to inspect, right to cancel with an as-is? Why would we? That is the as-is, right? Pre-closing occupancy by buyer, post-closing. You guys know how much I love those. God, I hate those. But anyway, they've updated them. Sale of buyer's property and backup contract. They've all been updated.
What are they updating?
Right here. So the HOA, this is some minor changes. Basically, what they've said is if a special or other assessment levied by the association, that's the change. These are just some little languages here, but they're saying are due and payable in full prior to the closing date. Then seller shall pay all assessments prior to or at closing. So
kind of assume that.
Yeah, I know.
yeah, but now they're calling it out, which is good. Or if any such assessments may be paid in installments, then seller shall pay any installments which are due. That's just a grammatical thing prior to or at closing.
That's actually the contract as well.
Yes, it is.
It is, but this is the addenda, right? Buyer or seller shall pay installments due after closing if the seller shall pay assessments. Now here, this is C, this is totally added. Seller shall pay prior to closing all fines. See, this is never addressed. Fines imposed against the seller or the property by the associations which exist as of the closing date, and any fees the association's charges provided the information about the property assessments and fees. So this is new.
CDD?
No, this isn't a
is
CDD.
HOA.
This is HOA. So let's say, for example, the seller hasn't been paying their HOA.
I understand it. I think it's great, but
Yeah.
again, it's still covered in the contract because you can't close anyway because title comes up on title search. Fines.
It does come up, but there was never any language that said who was supposed to pay those fines.
Oh, well,
Right?
okay.
So here they're saying, because it was kind of like a negotiable item, although it shouldn't really have
Shouldn't
been.
been.
Here they're calling it out. The seller is supposed to pay them. at closing.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good change personally. Okay, this one is the change for the FHA VA. Most of this stuff is language. They're adding in VA is the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. I think we all should have known that, but you know, they're calling in their regulations regarding, they're taking out the termite inspections, roof inspections, but they're saying lender required inspections because they're saying maybe the lender is requiring different inspections. You might like that, Maria, because perhaps the lender is changing that, right? The other thing that they've changed, which I thought was interesting, they're clarifying any other provisions of the contract. You know, just in case the contract is broadening its scope, they want to make sure that they're not, you know, narrowing it in. They're just making it a little broader. But they used to, and this is what people used to get really confused on, fees and prepayments, right? If the lender, so there was say here, purchaser shall pay all loan expenses except tax service fee. If charged by buyers, lender shall be paid by the seller up to a maximum. People never knew. And they would be, so they're adding if left blank, then $100. There was never anything there. And then they did the same thing. Fees and payments, seller shall pay all fees under the VA regulations up to, people never knew. So they did this too, if left blank, then $250.
See, that's really what they needed because I never knew the cost.
Nobody ever did. So now they're doing the if left blank. So those were the only two things that they never had, if left blank with the number. I would always get a call on that. Carrie, what do I put for that? I usually say 100 and 250. Those were my numbers. So there they are. I feel validated. Okay, there we go. Excellent. Okay, here we go. Right to inspect, right to cancel. Again, does this have anything to do with an as-is contract? No, because that's what an as-is contract. But they have added, if this contract does not close, they've taken this away. Buyer shall repair all damage to property resulting from buyer's inspection, return property pre-inspection condition, and the seller shall be paid receipts of work done. So I'm not sure why they've taken that out, but they have.
That doesn't make sense.
I know.
It's unfair to the seller. So you can go in and do all the inspections, tear up the house, but not put it back to normal.
But you know, I think it's
Which we're not gonna
because
use, I
it's
think.
but it's in the contract anyway.
Yeah, it's still.
So I think that maybe that's why, because it's redundant.
Well, that's what doesn't make sense.
That's what a contract
They
is.
add redundancy, then they take redundancy.
I know.
away.
So I don't really know what the purpose of why they did that, but yeah, and I would never use that either. Okay, pre-closing occupancy. You know how I love those. Yeah, pre-closing occupancy agreement or other similar agreement. So that's just language. And now what they did do is they took away written lease and they're saying pre-closing agreement. So now they're saying it doesn't have to actually be a written lease, which, well, is it? I don't know. I think the whole thing is a big mess.
Yeah.
So now they're not saying it has to be a written lease, which really makes the whole thing worse to
Because
me.
you can
but-
actually write it within, instead of doing a lease, you can
Write
it
an
within a
addendum what
paragraph.
they agree.
Yeah,
If it's like,
agree to pay X
let's
amount
say
per
it's
month, blah, blah, blah.
15 days or something like that,
It's
a
per
lease is
diem
kind of
day, but
silly.
you Write a paragraph and cover all that. That's something.
Although I actually hate the whole thing in general. So yeah, but anyway, that's the change there. And then for the post-closing occupancy, they take this whole thing away again about if it doesn't close, they're going to repair all damage. But again, it's just the redundancy factor, I think, because it's in the contract. Okay, sale of buyer's property. So this either is just, again, just a clarification of grammaticalness, but here, this is waiving and removing this contingency and all financing contingency and continue with the contract. That is interesting.
They're removing it?
They're removing that. They're saying if buyer fails to timely deliver said written notice to the seller, this contingency shall have no further force and effect. So they're making it more specific. So here they were saying, basically they were saying terminating this, let's see right here. Buyer may have within 3 days after deliver written notice to the seller terminating this contract, in which event the deposit shall be refunded to the buyer, thereby releasing the buyer and seller from all further obligations under this contract, waiving and removing this contingency and financing contingencies and continue under this contract. It's kind of very ambiguous, right? So instead of saying that, they're saying if buyer fails to deliver, timely deliver written notice. So if they don't give the notice, the contingency shall have no further force and effect.
Okay.
So it's basically all.
It's null and
buyer.
void.
It's basically all buyer, it's pro buyer. Because you're letting the buyer basically out of the contract either way.
Yeah.
On sale of buyer's property, then it's putting
Well-
us in a position of saying we're not gonna take a contingency contract because that phrase right there is pro buyer taking all the responsibility off the buyer altogether. Because they're saying, if it doesn't close, he's out. Unless he gives 3 days notice, he's out. I mean, yeah.
Well, no, what they're saying is after, right? So buyer will have within 3 days after a written notice to seller terminating this contract. Okay, so they have 3 days, but they're saying if they don't deliver that,
they're out either way.
this contingency has no full force and effect. So they don't have a contingency.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying.
Because it's
So
not
they're out.
delivered.
The buyer's out.
Yeah, the buyer is out. So it's not pro buyer, it's pro seller because the buyer lost everything.
Well.
You know what I mean?
but
Yeah.
They get their escrow back, right? Didn't we say?
Yes, they do.
They get their escrow back, so it is.
Well, not necessarily because it doesn't have anything to do with their financing contingency.
Well, that's what
But
that
it
says.
says they get their,
They get their full escrow back.
Well,
So-
not necessarily because see, waiving and removing the contingency and all financing contingencies, that's removed. So it just says it doesn't refer to the financing contingency. So if their financing contingency already over, right? It doesn't say that it can extends or
Yeah, but I
pertains
usually
to.
put in there, if it's sale, they want more money down, so you're putting more escrow in, but that's giving it back to the buyer. What I'm saying is, if you have an additional escrow, which the old contract said for additional escrow of $10,000.
Right.
We'll continue on with this addendum. If you prove to me you have a contract in your hand, there you go, put down 10,000, we're ready to move forward. But now they're saying they get all that money back and it's null and void. So to me, it really is.
Well, if they give the written notice, just like they did before, within the 3 days,
Right.
they would normally have gotten their money back anyway.
Right.
But if they didn't do it, it's over. They don't get their money back.
It doesn't really state that.
It says that the contingency has no further full force and effect. It doesn't say that they get their money back.
but it's still within 3 days. They're talking about it. It's
Wait,
beyond the
but
3
it says
days.
timely deliver, which is the 3 days, right?
Well, I think, again, that's.
To
very
me,
good.
that actually
An
made it
attorney
more
will-
ambiguous.
I guarantee they're trying to rip that one apart.
I know, it's kind of weird. They almost made it more ambiguous, but that's kind of what they did. So the waiving and removing this contingency and all financing contingencies, right? So we're not talking about the financing contingency. They're just saying that this makes this have no full force effect. So it's not pertinent to the financing contingency.
Yeah.
So the financing contingency is its own separate thing. So if there was financing contingency, it's separate than this.
Right.
If it's over, it's already over. So this is not does not have bearing to the financing contingency.
Well, that's
You know what I mean?
It was
So
tied
it was a little bit more tied before. But we're gonna need to play with that, but I actually would have loved to get Phil's take on that. So I'll play with Phil on that one.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on that one? Anybody?
No, move on.
Okay. Backup contract. They took off the time, which is interesting, on or before, and then you put down the date. So I don't know why they took out the time.
Because it was conflicting with the contractual
At 12
obligation.
It's p.m.
11 o'clock.
That's
Is it
mine.
really?
Oh,
That's mine. I don't know how to turn that off.
that is so weird. Okay, thank you for sharing that.
Conflicting with the original contract.
Well, the original contract is, everything would be, by 5 PM. So I don't know why you would say by 5 PM.
Or
Or not
12
say,
or
but
12 o'clock. It's the end of the day.
no, the end of the
5
day
PM.
is not, it's 5 PM is end of the day.
Okay.
So maybe that's redundancy. Okay, and then they did add if any deposits have been paid. So buyer shall be refunded the deposit if any deposit have been paid. Okay. That's interesting. All right, so these are the two new addendums. So they have now added a mold inspection. So buyer may, at buyer's expense, have an, okay, we need to look at that one. I can't even read it. It's too tiny. God, I should have printed that. Oops, can you guys read that? I'd have to pull that really tiny and close and that's gonna conducted they can have one by a licensed professional. Oh, so this is allowing for a licensed inspector. So we never had an addenda that said you can have a mold inspection done. So this is just like you can have like a termite inspection done, or you can have like a regular general inspection done. You can have it made within the presence of at a cost, which will be if left blank, the buyer may cancel this contract by delivering written notice. So this is actually a contingency. So if you feel that there could be serious mold, you can actually make it contingent upon a mold
But then
inspection.
again, it's redundancy because an inspection is, you can have every inspection in the world on your contract. So you don't really need that because you're saying you've got 10 days to do every inspection you want. You want a mold inspection, we'll get it. You want this inspection, we'll get it. You want to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it is redundancy. I mean, I guess if you require.
Well, I have a buyer right now.
Yeah.
that would want to use that.
Okay, and then seasonal and vacation rentals is interesting. They're adding that, and I believe it's because people are not explaining that if it's a seasonal or vacation rental, there's restrictions on your usage rights. So I believe that that's why they're adding this addenda so that people are understanding. For example, if you have to check a box that explains that the seller may only with the buyer's prior approval of the rental terms and conditions or without the buyer's written rental. So it lets them know how they can use their property, which is interesting. So it's important that you understand if it's a seasonal or vacation rental after closing, what their usage rights are. And because especially, a condotel, for example, has different usage rights than a regular condominium, correct?
Wow.
And so if it's a seasonal or a vacation rental, they may have obviously different types of usage rights. So this is why they're adding these things on there. So that's a new one that they've added. So anybody have any questions on that? I'm going to try to get through this because we are past 11, as Rainey's computer has said. It is now Business Planning Month. Woo! So I love everybody. If you'd like to sit down with me, I would love you to run your numbers for the last year or two from the MLS. I'd love us to sit down, come. We're going to have some wonderful documents for you to sort of go through, but kind of go through what you liked about what you've been doing, what's really been working well for you, and what you'd really like to kind of focus on doing more of so that we can sit down and come up with a plan. I am really good at our tools. I know what our tools do, so we can add what you like to do, and I know what our tools can do, so we can come up with a plan and how we can use our tools with what you like to do to make you more successful. So I'd love to incorporate that more into your business plan for next year. So set up a one-on-one with me. I'm planning to have keep a lot of openings through October so that we can do lots of one-on-ones. That's my goal. Whether you want to meet me in person or Zoom, I don't care. Just let me know. Okay, Aura, a couple things. Dues are due by October 31st. It's coming. Don't make me chase you down because I get the little nasty gram from Aura. Also, if you want to join a committee, please do. I'm a board of director.
Oh, yeah.
Come join me. Yay! Thank you for voting. So, they have all sorts of committees. I'm the chair for a couple, maybe a month or so more for professional development. It's so great to be involved. We really should be involved in our local association. If you want to do awards, if you like YPN, if you want to do global council, whatever you like. By the way, they're doing another trip to Dubai. Like, why not get involved in some fun trips, right? There's all sorts of really cool committees you guys can be involved in. You don't have to make it your life. I don't overdo. Just pick one committee. And it's a really great way to keep involved, keep networking, but most importantly, give back. And it will play its way forward, I promise. So if you want to do that, you have to get involved by October 22nd by 5 p.m. So
That's pretty quick.
well, you just have to go online and put in an application.
Okay.
That's it. Okay, by the way, woo, another Stellar just got bigger. We took another association as part of our membership. Gainesville has joined our board. So in case you ever want to sell a home up there, you can. And if you want to bring a buyer, so we'll have access to the MLS up there. Okay, congratulations to all of our newest ninjas. Beverly, Carrie, Stacy, Janet and Janice, Veronica, Tony and Sherry, Dexter, Teresa, Daniel, Becky, Susan, Stephanie, Jennifer, Jules, Wendy, Natia, Andrea, Luz, Magdalis, and Emily. Woo! Welcome to another day in paradise, my ninjas. And Maria Smith. Should have added her on there. Okay, and happy birthday to our October baby, Shane, Rainey, Bernadette, Dawn, Dexter, Theo, Susie Carr, Natia, and Theo again. Okay, I wanted to say Theo, happy birthday twice. Okay, so our September stats. Here we go. For Southeast Orlando and Ocala, September listings, 8.5 million. Peter, Kim, Martin, Jennifer, Stephanie, Allen, Tasha, Stacy, Susan, Anita, Tatiana, Luciana, and Wendy. Woo! Okay. And for our new sales, 8 million, we have Peter, Kim, Martin, Jennifer, Tasha, Tatiana, Luciana, Beverly, Fran, Anita, Miranda, Magdalis, Amanda, Seda, and Rainey. Woo! Look at you, Rainey. And for our, this is out of my way, our closed sales, $13.3 million. Peter, Jennifer, Martin, Fran, Jeannie, Dawn, Tasha, Stacy, Tatiana, Luciana, Beverly, Miranda, Amanda, Rainey, Sadie, Wendy, Barbara Ashley Jones, Rafe, and Cindy Parker. Beautiful. Great job. Southwest Orlando, September listings, 14 million. Woo! Congratulations. Carrie, Carolyn, Sherry and Susan, Daniel, Gordon, Linda, Fu, Wendy and Art, Andrea, Raj, Alejandro, Kelly, Dexter, Carol, Jaime, Bruno and Susie, Jules, Janice and Janet, and Ash. Woo! Okay, we have September new sales, 22 million. Cindy, Carla, Ash, Janet and Janice, Daniel, Carol, Teresa, Rosanna, Luz, Jen, Andrea, Sandy, Janet, Mark, Jaime, Alejandro, Angie and Brace, Susan and Sharon, and Susie, Kelly, Dexter, Wendy and Art, Jules, Mitchell, Nick, Carolyn, and Christine Acosta. Woo! And close 21 million. Woo! Daniel, Sharon and Susie, Benjamin Hillman, Andrea, Jen Harnett, Kelly Thompson, Wendy and Art, Julie and Chris Christensen, Elizabeth, Nick Baker, Carol Medeiros, Jules, Mark Shamley, and Janet Scott, Luce, Cindy Contino, and Ash Sharma. Woo! And for Claremont, Miss Dawn Giacchetti and Val Flaherty, 1 million in listings, 4.9 million in sales. Dawn Giacchetti and Val Flaherty, and 5.1 million in closed sales. Dawn Giacchetti and Janet Hoffman. Dawn's tired. Amazing job, everybody. So you guys amaze me every single day. Thank you for all you do. I am here for you for whatever you need, and I am looking forward to it. So Monday, I will be in Dr. Phillips, 10 a.m. We're doing YouTube setups, and I really want to get you all started on keywords everywhere. I've been really playing with it and seeing how you can show how you're not only get your YouTube doing better, but really going through how to watch what other YouTubes are doing well to really help your YouTubes do better. So I'm going to really want to work through how to get your keywords everywhere working for you. So that's what I want to work on Monday. So have a great rest of your day, and I'm looking forward to setting up your business meetings. Thanks,
everybody.
Bye.
Thank you, Carrie.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Carrie.